folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the MJX X708P, and it's been recommended to us by Gimpman. Thanks very much, buddy. Okay, let's open this up and have a little look. So, what have we got? Well, once I can get this out of the box, wow, this thing is really in there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Right, there's the box. Okay, instruction manual. Then you've got two bits of plastic by the look of it. And then you've got everything inside. So, let's decant all this. You have your transmitter. You obviously have your quadcopter. You have your various accessory packs. And you have your FPV boom. Okay, that's everything. Right, let's turn our attention to this straight off the bat. So this is the X708, as you can tell, MJX styling, MJX eyes, MJX styling on the camera as well, same as we've seen in the Bugs 2 and Bugs 3. This particular protruding camera also doubles up as it looks like a little bit of a mouth as well. This is apparently a 720p camera. We'll have to see exactly if that is going to be the case when we take this out for a flight. Then you have the two eyes on the front, working back this beautiful scaling effect on the back here, working directly until we get to the back end of the quadcopter, where we have a little step down into the back end here. Turning the copter around, that is where the battery bay is. So just by unclipping the battery, then you can then retrieve the battery, which is a 3.7 volt 550 milliamp hour battery. It's a LiPo, pretty standard battery that you have here. This will take 90 minutes to charge and give you between 6 to 8 minutes of flight. So not really a great amount of flight there, but I'd imagine that that is just a rough estimate. Now, once we close this battery bay door back up, then we can make our way towards the underside of the quadcopter, where you have a little SD card writer here. Make sure an SD card is in there, just in case if it's like the JD20S, then an SD card is going to have to be in there. Even if you click record on your smartphone, you're still going to have an SD card inside there to record. You've got your Wi-Fi antenna underside here, nice and open. Hopefully we're going to get better signal than what we've seen from some of the other Wi-Fi quadcopters of the past couple of weeks. Working our way down, then we have this here. This is the Optical Flow camera. So nice little sensor in the bottom there. With the barometer will enable you to stay at a particular altitude, and the Optical Flow sensor enables you to stay nice and steady. So with those two things, you should have very steady flight indeed. We have two LEDs, blue to the front, two orange to the back. We also have these nice little rubber bungs which are properly inset into the motor housings there. That is what's going to cushion your landing experience, and these are really in there really well. As we are looking at the motor housings, you can see that there are a couple of aeration holes there just to let these brushed motors breathe. Obviously you don't want them getting too hot. Likewise, we've got some aeration holes on the top here as well as you can see this is where the propeller guards will fit on as well, should you want to use them. Now, all in all, this seems to be really nice. It's very light. I tell you what, very light. I would imagine the slightest gust of wind, this thing is going to be away. But how light exactly is it? Let's put the battery back in there. And let's weigh it. It's definitely under 250 grams, that's for certain. But what is the exact weight? Well, we are looking at 116 grams. That's its flying weight. That is very light. So I wouldn't take this out in any breeze, in any wind at all, other than a very still day. I've had this for about a week and I haven't taken it out yet, just because we've had 15-mile-an-hour wind here, and this thing will fly away without any problems whatsoever. But it looks nice, it looks mean, it has that beautiful MJX Bugs styling to it. All in all, I think this is going to be pretty good. At least I hope it's going to be. So let's move that to the back here, and let's have a little look at this generic MJX transmitter. Same as what you see with all MJX transmitters. You have your LED notification at the top here. You have your left and right analog sticks. You also have your trim. You also have headless mode. You also have 2-speed modes, 3D flips. as well as return to home as well, but it's return to home where it hones in on the transmitter. It's not GPS, so it's not going to be very accurate. As well as you have your standard red button to lock and unlock the motors, just to ensure that when you go, even though these are brushed, you still don't want to be getting nicked by the propellers. And you can unlock the motors to start the motors and lock the motors so that you can return to the quadcopter safely. Antenna at the top, pretty standard, and then you have your little carry handle there as well. Now on this antenna you can fit your MJX FPV boom, which is quite simple. You've got the two screws at the back here, which you unscrew, then you pop this on the top, screw it back up into this nice and tight, and then you can attach your FPV boom to the top of that there, which gives you this overall look. That is where your smartphone is going to go, inside here, and it's going to be held very tight. I've used these MJX clamps quite a bit and they do hold them very tight. I've never had a bad experience with one of these, but all in all, that is very good. Now once you have tightened this up, obviously it is going to fit on very securely. Once again, I haven't had a bad experience with one of these either. All in all, it feels quite nice. It is quite plasticky, same as the drone. The drone is quite plasticky, although the drone does feel quite sturdy, even though it is quite a plasticky feel. Same goes for the transmitter. It feels really plasticky. You can hear that it is hollow, but once again, likewise with most MJX transmitters, it feels nice in hand. You can hit all the buttons very easily without any issue whatsoever. You have good notification from the LED status light. That is nice and bright. All in all, I think this is quite nice. It's just a generic MJX transmitter. There's nothing special about it. On the back, you have 4 AA's to make this work. This transmitter does not allow USB charging of any sort, so you have got to ensure the batteries in here are pre-bought and fully charged or charged by yourselves. Now, that being said, you have a control distance to this drone of 80 meters. That's not too bad, considering this isn't GPS assisted, it is optical flow assisted, it has a barometer. I wouldn't like to be taking this out to 80 meters. I would probably say a safe flying distance is between 40 to 50. But that's just me. So all in all, that's your transmitter. It looks quite nice. It's just a standard MJX transmitter. Honestly, you can't go wrong. I think they are very good. Okay, so that's the transmitter done. What about these accessory packs? Well, you get 4 spare propellers and screws, because you have got screws in here to do back up once you have put the propellers on. They're not snap in. So you get 4 inside there. That's good. You also get your screwdriver and USB charger. As well as mentioned earlier, you get your 4 propeller guards and screws just to pop on top, just to ensure that your propellers don't hit anything should you want to use them. And of course you get your FPV boom, which we looked at a little while ago, and I'm going to be fixing that on very, very shortly. Now, inside the instruction manual, it does go through a lot of different things inside here. It goes through all the different switches, functions, where the optical flow camera is, literally every single thing you could possibly want. MJX manuals are normally pretty comprehensive, and this one doesn't look to be any different. You have your QR codes at the back, one for iOS, one for Android. This is the standard MJX H app that we looked at a little while ago, so no different app that you have to use. Perfect. I like MJX, they reuse their same apps. I haven't had a problem with the H app. I think it's very good. It's very basic, don't get me wrong, but it does what it says on the tin. And likewise, should you want to get any accessories, you have your accessory codes here as well as basic troubleshooting. So all in all, this is a pretty neat little pack for under £50. I mean, I got to be honest, that in itself, you know, for an MJX copter, it's pretty good. I think that's pretty good anyway. So all in all, what you get in this pack? Well, you get quite a lot. You get your 3 accessory packs, you get your MJX quadcopter, you get your transmitter, FPV boom, and of course, not forgetting, you get your little manual as well. So there we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.